Hi guys, there's a high chance you've seen this video.
If you don't know grace, you have not known salvation. I don't know what people are, speaking about hyper grace. Grace is not grace except it is hyper. Because grace is the totality of God given to man. It's not hyper.
And if you haven't, you can check down in the description or up here. But then today's video, we're just going to do a quick timeline breakdown of this video. I'm going to talk about the video tracks first, then we'll go into the sound design because that's what I was really experimenting in this video. So if you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back, and let's get straight into the video. So to start with, let's just quickly do this. Let's go to the very beginning. So if I was to zoom in here, I'm pressing Control plus on the plus key to make it bigger. So this is the video track. Now this first one here, this is like normal emojis that I got from Video Lancer, I think. Yeah. Then this is another one, so it just goes,
if you don't know grace, you have not known salvation.
Yeah, that's all just like very basic stuff, nothing fancy there. And then this was actually an image, because if you can read it, it says snapshot. So what I did, I took an image. Let me turn off the effect. So this is the raw image, like this was it. So I took a screenshot. This was like from the book itself. I took a screenshot of this. Then I initially just masked out this section, the great grace part. Then after which I now keyed it out like this. The color I chose was that light, as you can see. Then after that I tried refining it just a bit. Then I added some Gaussian blow and this to it to like make it pop. Honestly, it still doesn't look neat, but then because it just like appears and like vanishes, it's not really that, you understand the point. So I guess I just hit it on that fact that it doesn't show that much. So then that's like what's happening here. Just a normal video, nothing fancy. But what I do is if I turn on that track back, I get like some clips in between and then I slow it down by 50%. So this is the issue. I shot these videos at 30 frames per second, and this timeline is also 30 frames per second. So I had to when I slowed it down by 50%, I chose optical flow because like frame blending was doing something, but it was just like messing the footage up just a bit. And then I think along the line I also switched, so I was like switching in between frame blending and optical flow for some of them. So I just slowed it down, nothing too fancy. Just funny enough, they are not even singing this song, but it just looks like it. Yeah, that's the art. Then this is like a flare transition stuff that I got from Video Lancer. Just does its magic. Then the next thing continues with this one, just a quick transition from Video Lancer again, like a rough, I don't know what this was called. Then the video plays through. Then I think I added some flares here to just make it pop. And then the same thing I did to this one, just slowed it down. So you can see for the rest of, I used frame blending for this one. So that was literally what I was doing throughout this full timeline, just adding flares, slowing down clips. And then this one I added like a very weird transition, just this whole stuff. Let's play it. Yeah, just some excessive glitching. And then I just slowed all the clips down by 50 because it was more consistent, even though I shot it at like 30 frames, which is bad. I shot like 60, but honestly I didn't know I was going to do that. Then same thing, this is like stacked transitions on top of each other here to give this whole, so that's why it looks very messy, but I guess it worked. Then next thing, just switch into slow-mo again, 50%, as you can see, 50%. Then that continues down. But here I just put the preaching, because this was like the preaching section.
Worship biblically.
And then yeah,
Simply means
I just did a lot of
managing
vigorous
God's
cutting on this,
resources
honestly.
in God's way, for God's glory and man's
There's like a lot of vigorous cutting on it. Yeah, so that's just, I'll just precise my cuts. Added a simple cross dissolve to hide some of those stuff. Then after which we went back to the normal video. Then we cut into images. So for these images, as you can see, the top the background layer is now blurred. What I just did, I just cut off that part, and then I just added normal Gaussian blur. I went to effects, Gaussian blur, and I put it on 65. And then yeah, so that makes the Gaussian blur. I'll have used what's called lens blur, or yeah, but it's kind of like GPU intensive, and I needed like quick results, and I didn't have time for anything too fancy. So yeah, that's one thing. Then going further, just keep on adding. I didn't do any like what's it called, animations this time, because I didn't even color grade this clip. So by the way, I color graded all my video files in DaVinci Resolve before bringing them to Premiere Pro. So, and then the flirting continues. I just gave intervals. I just being very, very consistent, honestly. Then this one, I put the two images beside each other. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Oh, sorry, wrong track. Yeah, exactly. And then we're going same thing here, just transition. Then finally we're back here, and that's pretty much it. And then transparent background. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Exactly, that's the video layer, and then it's very, very, very simple. So let's go into the juicy part, which is the sound design. All I had the idea I had when making this was I wanted it to be very I wanted to feel like a very big concert, because it was, but then I didn't get any like live sounds of people shouting. All the sounds I had were like recorded straight from the mixer and stuff like that. So I wanted there to be an atmosphere. So what I did, honestly, I just watched a couple of YouTube videos and I was able to come up with something. So the first sound layer here is the normal audio of, you know what I'm saying? Normal audio of all the songs that was there, just normal audio. Then the second layer,
I've not known salvation.
okay, the second layer was where I kept the voiceover. That was the preaching. So it's now,
if you don't know grace, you have not known salvation.
It sounds okay, no problem. It sounds cool. But then I wanted to add like a bit of atmosphere, I believe. See? Just, yeah. And then with that, by the time you add it up together, it just sounds like,
if you don't know grace, you have not known salvation.
It's just something that is there. You notice it, especially if you use like headphones, something. So then you now have this
if
riser
you don't
here.
know grace, you have not known salvation.
So this one, let me play this one alone. Yeah, it's like audience kind of. It's a riser precisely, but I need it for like atmosphere. Yeah. Then you have this, which is like that VHS sound, that high frequency stuff, and I fade it out here. Then let's see this one. This is audio, like just people talking in general. You get, and then finally this one, people clapping. So all that together, what you get is this.
If you don't know grace, you have not known salvation.
Can you see how everything comes together?
Grace is not grace except it is hyper, because grace is the totality of God.
There was something else I did here. I added a high pass or a low pass on this audio file. That's why it sounds muffled. So if I turn that off here, it will sound much better. It sounds normal. See? It sounds normal, but by the time I add the low pass on it, it now sounds like they are underwater. I didn't really change the settings. I didn't change it. I just applied it and I left it. By the way, I was experimenting. So, but then I got to this part and then I turned off the low pass for this one. So it just sounds like. So in total, everything just sounds smooth.
If you don't know grace,
you're just coming. It's kind of like, you're coming. Come and see what's going on, and then
grace is not grace
listen
except
to
it
the
is
preaching,
hyper.
and
Because
then
grace is the totality of God given to man. It's not hyper.
Yeah. So, and then the thing was that for this video, they had like different people came up, as you saw in the video, in the video section of this breakdown. So I really wanted to show each and every one of them, and I couldn't really like just add like a crossfade between audios. That would be kind of weird in my work, but it will be very, very rough. So my solution was to kind of separate them, and so I decided to go with lively, a bit less lively, lively, a bit less lively. I was just like mixing. That was like what I was going for. So this one is like very, see how like it's very
given to man. It's not hyper.
Then this one too. This part of this thing is still very normal, but it's still.
The Bible says.
Then I now listen to the muffled part. So this is the one with the low pass, and this should be the preaching. Yeah, this is the preaching.
Christ came.
Yeah, that's the preaching, and this is the low pass here. So. So with that being said, then I added some with the transitions from video lancer. You kind of get sound effects by default. Same with these, but then I added some custom sound effects like this one. Yeah, just like that, and then I also added this one. That's people screaming. It's like a transition into the next person, though. I've not gotten there yet. Then I only heard it, something like that. So yeah, that stuff. So by the time you put all that together, it just.
The Bible says.
Honestly, this was the roughest transition for me. I don't think I really switched it properly, but I guess it kind of worked. So this part makes sense for me. That scream, see, it sounds real. And then the same one. So again, I muffled this part. This is the low pass, then back to normal. So it just very so it goes from normal to low pass, then switching back up. So I guess it will kind of like for transition and stuff. So it kind of works for a transition. It kind of works for a transition. So I guess we're happy. So then down here, what was the sound effect here? This was just like atmospheric type of stuff. Yeah, like air conditioner sound or something. Yeah. And then this was also a riser here. Yeah, so all that together for this part to just add to the whole slow-mo vibe. Yeah. Funny enough, that switch was rough, but I guess it worked. So now, do you see that switch? So if you heard that this sound, see that riser, you get that whole like movie type shit now. So I used it to build up for this part. Let's listen to it without it first. How you save me? So it's there, but it really needed that sound effect, in my opinion. So it goes like this.
How you save me?
So honestly, it was much louder before, but I just dropped it just to make sure that things are very stable. So yeah, I put low pass on this too, and then I added this sound effect. It's like, okay, so it was people clapping, but I added 2 layers of low pass. Yeah, I remember. So it's very loud, and then one, and then by the time I add the second one, it now sounds very slow mo. I don't even know how I figured that out, but who knows? So now this one, I just saw a sound effect of a girl screaming. And then anytime I tell people, they're just like screaming, and then that's what I put there, honestly. Then coupled with the sound effects from the normal transition, that's these ones. So then finally I added this source at the bottom. That's people screaming. And it just adds up, and then by the time you play it together, I just see that, like, yeah, like it's so funny how it actually sounds real, like it happened. Like, see, I'm turning off the whole like screaming and the ending. So normal scream. See, it's normal. Like, obviously, that's the thing about sound design. It still sounds okay, but when you hear it, when it comes there, it just, and the first thing is I just noticed this when they're like, how many minutes, and everybody's like vibing and stuff. But yeah, and then that was pretty much it for my sound design. I didn't do anything crazy anymore, just because like that was really tiring, the whole experimenting. But I know that as from now on, I'll start to like integrate it into my new edits. So I hope you'll be able to pick up some stuff. Things to note about sound design: just try and replicate whatever you see. Try and divide into three. What the atmosphere is, what you can visually see in the video, like if you make sounds, like you clap, and or if you punch or hit something, you drop a book. It should not just be quiet. Obviously, we want clean sound while recording, but then we should also try and add that in post. Either you record it separately or you just get from a free pack online, something like that. I'll be dropping some links to where I got the free sound effects I used here. So that's the second part. Then the third part is experiment, honestly. Like, for instance, look at how I added 2 low passes on top of one sound effect to make it sound like slow-mo. Reverse it. If you have a riser, you can reverse it to become a what was that stuff called again? Hmm. Anyway, you can play around with it. You can adjust the volume, change the frequency, do whatever social you can just to produce whatever you have envisioned in your head. So with that being said, I wish you best of luck in your creative journey, and I can't wait to see what you guys make. And thank you for watching. Stay blessed.